Yep, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. Welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast. I am your host, Manager Marty, and I'm so glad and delighted to be here with all of you today. I know what you're here for. I know exactly what you are here for. And I'm going to give you what you came here for. What you came here for is an unbiased, objective explanation and perspective, like I give it to you every time you come and see me. Come on in. We need answers. Oh, I got to do my famous, we need answers. Come on in. Come in and have a seat. Come on now. Come on. Let's talk. Let's talk. You know what's interesting? I want to start this show off the right way. I'm so glad to see all of you. I really am. I think the Roll the Tape film crew members and all of the returning viewers who haven't yet become part of the Roll the Tape film crew family yet, but they come here and they watch me, whether you like me or not, you all can agree that there's one thing that I do very well. Well, there's a lot of things I think I do very well, but there's one thing that I know I do very well. And I have to take my glasses off to say this, because this is not me being prideful or me being conceited or none of that foolishness. Y'all know I don't get into all of that. I know how to determine when a fighter's performance is enhanced. You all already know that. You already know that. That's no secret if you are a part of the Roll the Tape film crew membership here on this channel. That's no secret. And you know I call it out. It don't matter who the fighter is. When I see that a fighter's performance is enhanced, I call it out. I know what you came here for. You came here for truth. There's a scripture that I read this morning. It says, "But let justice run down like water, and let righteousness fall down like a water stream." Hopefully soon we can get answers so that justice can prevail and righteousness will be the final authority in this matter. Because Ryan Garcia has tested positive for a substance that's on the banned substance list. I've conducted my research unlike other biased reporters, and we're going to deal with that today. But I want to play something for entertainment purposes. I want to play something for the audience. Come on in. Come on, have a seat, y'all.
Multiple testing for
My
this
fault. Hold on. That wasn't it. I didn't even mean to play that. I was trying to adjust my pillow back here. Come on in. Come on and have a seat, man. You know we're going to roll the tape. Come on. Double salute to my guy, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, J Sir 72. What's up, my guy? Come on in, y'all. Have a seat. Come on in. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you came here for. Come on in and have a seat. Why not? Let's talk about it. Double salute to my guy, another member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, Matthew Thomas. Salute to you, my brother. Oh my gosh, I gotta break this thing down. I do. I have to. Because I have some questions. We need answers. Yeah, let's come on in. Double salute to my guys. Andre Noble, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, and double salute to my guy, Biz on the Beat, Another member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll to Tape film crew. Let's get it in. Andre Noble, first super chat of the day, and hopefully not the last. Because we got bills to pay. Because after today, you're going to have more questions too. And hopefully soon, we can get answers to our questions. Andre Noble, salute and double salute to you for your super chat, brother. Thank you for always supporting the channel. Andre Noble says, I know that you about to have a field day with this one. Yes, I am. I'm going to provide entertainment and education for all of you, because that's what you came here for. You better believe I am. GMS Vegas sit downs 144K. Double salute to you. Thank you for your super chat and your support and contribution to the channel. He says, cook. You know I am. I'm going to air fry on this. Oh, I know some of y'all might not like this, but y'all know they call me the most controversial YouTuber in the boxing community. So why stop now? We're going to deal with it now. I got some questions. I do. I got a lot of questions, actually. And hopefully soon we can get some answers. Now, I want to play something. Because see Orlando Pearson and Creole and all things. You see Dean. You see Tracy Jackson. You see Cash Crypto and Poetic Truthism. You see, I done told Ryan Garcia what he needed to do months ago. You know, I'm always being criticized on YouTube, but people don't understand that when I put the information out, something usually takes place, and then all of a sudden, it comes out that I was right. Now, I'm not doing none of this to be right. I can care less about being right. I just want you all to be educated. I'll give you an example. I've been telling Terrence Crawford, most of y'all know this, since a year and a half ago. Do this. Take these steps. Do A, B, C. As far as the business of boxing, to secure not only the biggest fight of your career, but the biggest payday that you can generate and earn. If you do A, B, C, you can get it done. And I've been wildly criticized time and time again, whether I was live on my own platform right here, live in living color before you, whether I put out published content, or whether I was conducting interviews on someone else's platform. And guess what? When Terrence Crawford did what manager Marty advised him to do, free of charge, right here on YouTube, and educated the public, and used everything that was going on between him and Errol Spence in the preliminary stages as a teachable moment. And when he finally did those steps, the deal got done. And we all was in for a big fight. And I'm not here to take credit. What I'm trying to show you, because I don't care about that stuff, don't mean nothing to me. What I'm trying to prove to you all is that when the manager speaks on YouTube, every now and then, even if you don't like me, just open your ears and listen to me. Because you're going to learn something. Because that's what this thing is all about on this channel. Educating y'all. I want to play y'all something for entertainment purposes. First, I told Ryan Garcia to do something months ago. I'm going to play it for y'all. Hold on one second. I told Ryan Garcia this in his last fight before he fought Devin Haney 4 months ago. I told Ryan Garcia these words. I give all of the fighters advice through this channel. I do. But I told Ryan Garcia, y'all, 4 months ago, I told him, as their viewership is increasing exponentially, I told Ryan Garcia 4 months ago, I did a live. Some of y'all might not remember, and that's okay. I queued it up. I created a short on it. This is what I told Ryan Garcia a few days after he fought in his last fight before he fought Devin Haney. This is what I told him. Don't take my, you got to take my word for it. Let me roll the tape. I'm going to tell you like this. Ryan Garcia, if you're listening, from Manager Marty to you, Mr. Garcia, you did a great job over the weekend. You did. But I want to tell you right now, had you been on a snack program, you could have ended this fight earlier and knocked that guy out cold. Go get with the snack program, Ryan Garcia, because now you got to stay at 140, brother, and you got to make weight. No more catch weights if you're going to stay at 140. That's right. Go on the snack program, and they're going to make sure that you make weight, and you will never have to go to a catch weight again. I'm going to tell you like this, Ron. That was the words that I said to Ryan Garcia 4 months ago. Here it is right here. I created a short. It was live when I said it, but I created it into a short so y'all can believe me. For those that don't believe me, every time I speak, people be acting like I'm lying to them, and they know I don't be. This right here. I told Ryan Garcia 4 months ago, you better get with the snack program. You ain't gonna never miss weight when you get with them. You ain't gonna test positive for nothing when you go over there with them. You can take supplements over there, and nothing's gonna be adverse. There's not gonna be no adverse findings when you go over there with the snack pro. I told Ryan, and the young man didn't listen. You would never have to fight at no catch weight or none of that, because the snack program works. I'm going to play it again because people just got here. They don't know what's going on. So for entertainment purposes, I have to play it again. Double salute, Big Dog Willie. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Big Dog Willie says, salute, Manager Marty. Double salute to you as well, Big Dog Willie. I'm glad y'all here. Because let me tell y'all what's about to happen. I'm an air fryer on this topic. And I need everybody that's watching me live and living, don't matter if you like me or not. When this go off, please share this video to at least 3 people. That's all. Just a bare minimum of just 3 people. Just share it. Want to know why I'm asking you to share it? We need answers. We got so many questions that we have. I know I do. And I know you all do as well. But I want to play this one more again, Asante L. Dodge J, I want to play this one more again. Oh, Asante L, I want to play this one more again. Because somebody in the back, they sitting in the back of the classroom, and they writing notes down, and the notes are saying some unfavorable things about me. I already know it. So we gonna play it again. I told Ryan to do this 4 months ago after he fought the last guy. Oh, Biz on the beat, I'm so glad you're here. Let me play it again. I'm gonna tell you like this. Ryan Garcia, if you're listening, from Manager Marty to you, Mr. Garcia, you did a great job over the weekend. You did. But I want to tell you right now, had you been on a snack program, you could have ended this fight earlier and knocked that guy out cold. Go get with the snack program, Ryan Garcia, because now you got to stay at 140, brother, and you got to make weight. No more catch weights if you're going to stay at 140. Go on the snack program, and they're going to make sure that you make weight, and you will never have to go to a catch weight again. I can assure you that if Ryan Garcia would have went to the snack program, he would not be involved with this problem that he's going through right now. I can guarantee, because it works. And people keep telling me it don't work. It don't work. Okay, you don't have to take my word for it. I proved time and time again that the snack program works. Now somebody's going to say, Manager Marty, why you bringing snack up? This situation has absolutely nothing to do with the snack program. Why are you bringing up this stuff that has nothing to do with the topic at hand? Well, I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Double salute to my guy. I already shouted him out earlier, and he's still here, and we appreciate him. Matthew Thomas, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Matthew says, I'm in and out, but I'll get what I missed in the replay. Roll the tape. Oh, yes. If you're here joining us and you in and out, this for anybody. Catch the replay of this and then share it with at least 3 people now. Share it with at least 3, because somebody who missed this live need to hear what's about to be spoken on. All right? Thank you again, Matt. Appreciate you, man, my man. That's my guy right there, man. So here's the thing. I done told y'all before, and I'm going to tell you all again. People were not listening to me. Remember on the day before the fight, on the weigh-in day, on that Friday. You remember when he missed weight? What did I tell y'all? I said, thank you, who's that? Jonathan Simon. He says, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Legacy Defined. I told everyone here live the day before the actual fight with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Y'all remember this? What did I say on Friday? I said Ryan Garcia tried to make weight, but in the last few days, he just couldn't make it. And he said, look, I'm over 3 or 4 pounds. It is what it is. I'll suffer the penalty. I don't want the belt anyway. I want the check, and I want to beat Devin Haney. I don't care about 1.5 million. He can have it. Because making the weight was too hard for him. But I also told y'all, Creole, the reason why he tried to get a snippet of an advantage in this fight when it came to his weight. Because we know he can't make the weight. We already know that. But it's because in his heart and in his mind, he believed that the snack program is suspicious to him. I told y'all that. He believes that the snack program gives their fighters the edge, gives their fighters advantages. I told y'all that. And the reference that I used was an interview that Ryan Garcia conducted in March 13th. And I played it right here live on that Friday, where Ryan Garcia said, at least I'm not rolling with a guy who's calling himself an advocate and he's a steroid dealer. And Victor Conte, that's the reference I use, Ryan Garcia. So he believed in his heart. Do y'all believe me now? See, you ain't got to like me, but you're going to believe me. Ryan Garcia was not fully sold on the snack program. He believed in his heart and his mind. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to the words he said out of his mouth in March and look at his actions and behavior patterns after that. Any little advantage, any little one, any ounce of an advantage, so that he can make this a fight on an even playing field as much as possible. That's my belief system. That's just my, hey, listen, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right? And you know the thing is, some of you that's watching me right now, y'all are suspicious of snack too. But you know what's interesting to that? When I was speaking on this for a long time, you know, people were criticizing me. You know that, right? See, when I was speaking on PED usage in boxing, you know, people were criticizing me, right? It got to a point where Victor Conte had to come up here, not once, but twice. And you seen how I pulled it out of him. And guess what we pulled out of Victor Conte? We pulled out of Victor Conte that the testing protocol was flawed. Remember that? Don't make me roll the tape for those that don't believe. Remember? We pulled it out of him. Remember when we talked about stringent? We pulled it out of him. And I told y'all and I showed y'all through his own words that there's no such thing. Okay, y'all don't believe. Remember when I had Dr. Margaret Goodman in an interview here a month and a half ago? Y'all remember that? You see what I'm saying? What did Margaret tell you? Don't make me pull it up. She said she doesn't believe that PED usage is happening so prevalent in boxing. She gave it a 30% chance that somebody would be using PEDs. Y'all remember that? Andre Noble remembers. Biz on the beat, thank you. We also poured, thank you, Biz. We also pointed out that Victor Conte, listen, he can't, look, he volunteered the information. I was trying to get it out of him a little like the other way, but then he came out and was like, because I tried to pull it out of him this way by saying the DCOs that collect the urine and blood sample from the athletes, right? They're not with VADA per se. They're not employees of VADA, right? And he basically came out and he said, no, yeah, they're independent contractors, which I already knew. I just wanted the expert. See, because if I say it, most people don't believe me. I'm not an expert. He is. And then I said, well, you know, you were instrumental in getting some of the DCOs the job with VADA, right? And he said, oh, he set up like this. He said, oh, that's not all I've done. I'm the one. I introduced Dr. Margaret Goodman, the founder of VADA, to Dick Pound. Yeah. I met him in Canada, and he's the founder of WADA, and I introduced both of them before VADA was formed. Y'all remember that? I just want to know if y'all remember this. You ain't going to find this information nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. And speaking of who I'm glad is here, it's my guy, Fort Greene, Pharaoh. What's up, Pharaoh? My guy. Double salute to him. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Fort Greene Pharaoh says, peace, Manager Marty. I'm here, my guy. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad Omega Red is here. Man, we're going to have a, whoo, this show going to be on fire because the chat is already on fire. I'm excited about this show today. But what I'm doing is I'm laying the foundation. Oh, I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna put all my men on base. We got somebody on first base right now. Then we're gonna get somebody on second base, and then third, I'm gonna bring it all home. Double salute. 2 Cents Boxing, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. I'm so excited today. I'm gonna bring it all home. But I just want to lay the foundations because it's important. We need answers. I want to play something because there has been a lot of bias reporting going on lately. And it's been going on ever since Ryan Garcia weighed in over 3 pounds in this fight. And then it was going on after the fight when he won, when it came to the weight. And there was somebody that was extremely critical. Somebody who was extremely critical of Ryan Garcia. And what's up, Big Rich? What's going on? And I realized something. You know, people going to stand with who they like, whether they're right or wrong. And that's okay for some people. But we got to deal with truth and what else I always say? Evidence. So I wanted to pour out some information from a reporter. We all know who he is. I'm not mad at the guy. I just got to point out something. I just got to point out some biasness. I just got to point it out. Dan Rafael. Y'all don't know who he is? Oh, he's been in the business for 25, 30 years. Y'all remember? Okay, let me see if I can refresh. Just a couple hours ago, he's the one that put up the paperwork from VADA on his Twitter account, X, formerly known as Twitter. He pulled up the paperwork where it stated that Ryan Garcia had an adverse finding. He actually posted the paperwork. His name wasn't on the paperwork. Yeah. VADA didn't send him the paperwork officially. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out something, but I'm going to ask my question in 1 second. I want to play something that he said in an interview just earlier today, and I want to ask a question about it. Hold on 1 second. Now, I have nothing against Dan. I actually respect his professionalism. I think he's one of the best in the business. Oh, no question about it, especially when it comes to sports. But it's something that happened in this interview that immediately caught my attention, and I want to play it. This interview was conducted with Title Sports Network. This was earlier today. You know I am the Phenomenal Show. You know I'm going to talk it. This is Dan Rafael. I wanted to clarify something real quick.
Yeah, so we did the video, the last video we did, talking about the fight coming up on the weekend, and with Canelo and Munguia, and I came back to my room to work on some stories related to that, and I know a lot of people in this business who trust me, and I got the tip that you might want to check this out.
Stop. He got the what? Let me play that part again. He said, I went back to my room and I got the, what'd he say?
And with Canelo and Munguia, and I came back to my room to work on some stories related to that, and I know a lot of people in this business who trust me, and I got the tip that you might want to check this out, that Ryan had found this test. I did my due diligence.
Stop. He said, I got the tip. Dan Rafael said he went back to his room after covering what was going on with Canelo and Munguia, and he got the tip that maybe he should check out what happened with the testing results of Ryan Garcia. And then he used the words due diligence. I'm going to play that last piece again because I have a question on something. That's all. I'm going to play it again.
So the last video we did, talking about the fight coming up on the weekend, and with Canelo and Munguia, and I came back to my room to work on some stories related to that, and I know a lot of people in this business who trust me, and I got the tip that you might want to check this out, that Ryan had found this test. I did my due diligence.
He said, I got the tip. Maybe you want to check this out. Ryan failed his drug tests, and I did my due diligence. I'm just asking, is that what he said? He got the tip. He got a tip. Somebody trusted him in his business, he said, and he got a tip. He got the tip. He's the one who was first that broke this news, right? And he said he did his due diligence. Let's continue to listen, since he said he did his due diligence.
And again, I've been doing drug testing stories for most of my career. Not my first rodeo. I've done countless stories of failed VADA tests. And, according to the sources I spoke to, who have direct knowledge of the paperwork or knowledge of what was posted in those letters.
He got a tip from somebody who had direct knowledge of the paperwork. We need answers. Somebody gave him a tip who had direct knowledge of the paperwork. Y'all giving VADA paperwork to the reporters now? That's what y'all doing? Okay. He said he did his due diligence, right? All right, cool.
That Ryan Garcia, in fact, in urine tests that were given on April 19th, which is the day before he fought against Haney, and then again on April 20th, which in my experience, VADA is not going to test you before the fight, on the day of the fight, so most likely that is a post-fight drug test after the fight in the dressing room. And they both came back for a substance called Ostarine, which is a PED. It is a banned substance. It is on the ban list. And if it's in your system, that is considered a failed test. It's not legal to take it. And there was the first test also was positive, where they weren't sure, but it looked like it. They had to do more testing, and that, I forget the name of it, but it's another banned substance that he also perhaps had in his system. We don't know that one for sure yet. And so now he faces the prospect of an investigation from the New York Commission by the WBC, which has sanctioned the fight. And again, in my experience, the chances of his B sample coming back any different than his A sample is extraordinarily low. Mm-hmm. He does have 10 days to request at his expense them to test the B sample. If he does that, most likely it will be the same. If he doesn't, then it's just they only have to go on the A sample. And again, my experience that what will end up happening is when it's shown that he could have this in his system, that the result of the fight will be changed from a victory for Ryan to a no contest. And so now you're in a situation where he will have had a fight result change. We'll take the loss off of Devin Haney's record. We'll take the victory off of Ryan Garcia's record. It'll go down as a no contest. And on top of that, he also, remember, he had the other issue that people would look at some as cheating, which he came in 3.2 pounds overweight at the weigh-in. So he had an unfair advantage in terms of the weight for the fight. And now, apparently, if this is proven to be accurate, that he had an unfair advantage because he was on a performance-enhancing drug. So, it will taint what happened.
For those who are unfamiliar with this drug, what would somebody taking it, I guess, feel like, or what would it do to their body?
I have to take a look at that, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know, for instance, that there have been other fighters that...
Stop. First of all, Dan Rafael, Ryan Garcia did not have a weight advantage in this fight. So that's not true. However, when the woman asked him about the effects, the advantages that an athlete or fighter can have by taking this banned substance that Ryan Garcia tested positive for, Dan Rafael said he don't know. He don't remember off the top of his head. I got to go back to the room and do more research. Wait a minute. I thought you said you did your due diligence, bro. See, when you do your due diligence, you don't do it halfway. You don't just get the paperwork and then that's it. No, get the paperwork. That's cool. But you also got to be able to do the research on what the PED is and what advantages, if any, that it gives. I mean, isn't that what research is all about? Isn't that due diligence? Oh, so due diligence wasn't really done. You want to know why? Because like he said, Ryan Garcia already had a weight advantage in this fight anyway. See, Dan Rafael, he was a little biased. Let's be honest. In his journalism before this fight, when Ryan Garcia did not make weight. I was watching. I seen what happened. So we got to keep it real. See, I don't care who it is. I call it right down the middle. And so all I'm saying to Dan Rafael is you got to call it down the middle. You can't say in one breath you did your due diligence when you got the tip. But then when it was time to do the actual research on what okay, this is the performance. And even if you had to write it down, bring the facts. Bring all of it. And now I'm going to ask for Dan Rafael, Victor Conte, and whoever else. If Ryan Garcia paperwork from VADA had to be put out there, I want everybody's paperwork out there now. Everybody. Because everybody's suspicious. I want everybody's paperwork out there. In other words is, VADA or the Athletic Commission, they tested Ryan Garcia the day before the fight and the day after. I want to make sure that Devin Haney was tested the day before the fight and a day after as well. Yeah. You ain't gonna find people on YouTube on their channel to say this. I am. We're gonna call it fair all the way down the middle, Andrew. Ryan Garcia was tested the day before the fight, and he was tested the day after the fight. That's what we heard, right? Okay, cool. So then now we want to make sure Devin Haney was tested a day before the fight And we want to make sure that he was tested the day after as well. So if Ryan Garcia was tested 5 times in the last 5 weeks, we want to know how many times Devin Haney was tested too. We got to call a spade now. We got to deal with integrity. We're going to get to him testing positive, but I got to lay a foundation first. There's some foundational truths that must be acknowledged first before we get to the actual subject at hand. And if you've been watching me long enough, you know I like to travel down Broad Street every now and then. Now, Dan Rafael said he did his due diligence in the beginning of this interview, but when he was asked about, well, what was the substance? What was the benefit of it? I forgot. Can't remember off the top of my head. I got to go back to the room and do more. That's not due diligence. Okay? And the reason why I know that he was being biased, because I heard and saw his tweets before when Ryan Garcia missed weight. And he just said it just now. Oh, he had an unfair advantage. Right? Okay. So if you're going to put that out there, you got to bring the evidence. Now let's talk about this evidence. Ryan Garcia tested positive in an adverse finding. You heard me say adverse finding, right? Okay. I'm going to play something else since we talking about adverse findings. Yeah, we talking about adverse findings. So I'm going to play something else about adverse findings. But he tested positive and had an adverse finding in a banned substance. Now I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. Ostarine? Ostarine, right? You see, D-Town Funk, the thing about it is, bruh, I've been talking about PEDs for a while, and some people did not acknowledge it. You know what they kept saying? Oh, man, here you go talking about this again. Oh, here you go talking about PEDs again. Oh, come on, man, Jamar, you talking about snack and people being suspicious and Victor Conte, and oh, here you go again talking about drug testing. Now, all of a sudden, things keep unraveling ever since I've been talking about it, right? That's why you got to open your ears and listen. It don't matter if you like me or not. We're going to deal with the truth. Ostarine, I guess that's how you, is that how you pronounce the name? Ostarine? Let me read the first paragraph from WebMD.com, very credible source. Ostarine is a type of drug called a selective androgen receptor modulator, SARM. It's not approved by the FDA, but is sometimes found in supplements. I'm going to read that again, but the people in the back. Ostarine is a type of drug called a selective androgen receptor modulator. In parentheses, it says SARM. It's not approved by the FDA, but is sometimes found in supplements. That is from WebMD.com. So, I have a question. If the FDA doesn't approve Ostarine, and it's usually found in supplements, did Ryan Garcia know that Ostarine was in these supplements that he was using? That becomes the question now, because traces of it was in his urine. Now, according to Victor Conte, his words, not mine, the drug testing is so easy to beat. In fact, Victor Conte was right here on this channel, and he said, if anybody actually gets caught with the way that these testing procedures and protocols are inept, they're just downright stupid. He said on Jason Whitlock's channel, please don't make me pull up the receipts. He said testing is so easy, it's like taking candy from a baby. But here it is, Ryan Garcia tested positive. Now, let's get to this adverse finding. Let's get to it. Let's get to this adverse finding. We have to get to it. Because Eddie Hearn, now he talking now. He got so much to say about Ryan Garcia because his fighter lost, you know? His fighter got cheated and everything, right? I want to hear what Ryan Garcia, I want to hear what Eddie Hearn said when the shoe was on his foot. Double salute to my guy, Fanon International Boxing Channel. Thank you for your contribution and your support, Fanon. Fanon says, refreshingly thorough and analytical. Thank you, my brother. You know I do everything to educate the people and entertain and also make it thought-provoking. So I thank you for your presence and your time, Fanon. Always a pleasure, my brother. Let's hear what Eddie Hearn said when the shoe was on his foot. Y'all remember when the shoe was on Eddie Hearn's foot? Now, I know he's criticizing Ryan Garcia, calling him a cheater, calling him all of these names because Devin Haney lost and everything. I understand as a promoter, you know, I get it. But remember when Eddie Hearn fighter, Conor Ben, had an adverse fight? Let's just see how Eddie Hearn responded then. Roll the tape.
The fight with Ben and Eubanks saying that they won't permit it.
They won't, sorry. Yeah, I mean, as you've seen our statement, the board statement, so there was an adverse finding of a trace substance in one of Conor Ben's VADA tests. Both guys for this fight.
Did y'all hear him? I just want to make sure we heard him now. I just want to make sure everybody heard him now. This was last year. Let me get the date. Oh, actually it was a year and a half ago. October 5th, 2022. On IFL TV. This Conor Ben's promoter, Eddie Hearn. I got respect for Eddie Hearn. I'm just saying, we need answers. On October the 5th, 2022, IFL TV interviewed Mr. Eddie Hearn. Y'all heard what he said about Conor Ben's adverse finding. That's what they're saying about Ryan Garcia. He had an adverse finding, right? Oh, that's a very negative term. Hold on, let's play it back now. Let's roll the tape back.
I mean, as you've seen our statement, the board statement, so there was an adverse finding of a trace substance in one of Conor Ben's VADA tests. Both guys for this fight signed up to various different agencies for testing. Obviously, UCAD, which is the British Boxing Board of Control Agency, VADA, which was decided by the fighters to do that. There's been multiple tests by each agency, and the UCAD test, which is the British Boxing Board of Control Agency, that they recognise are all negative. And like I said, there was an adverse finding in the VADA test. The British Boxing Board of Control statement, which was just to say, at the moment, we do not prohibit this bout. It's, you know, Conor Ben is not suspended by the British Boxing Board of Control. There's been no violation at the moment.
See? So last year he said, hey, he wasn't even suspended. Is Ryan Garcia suspended by the New York Boxing Athletic Commission? The New York State Athletic Boxing Commission. Is he suspended? He's not? They're still investigating? They're still doing their due diligence? Oh, okay. So why can't Ryan Garcia get the same treatment that Alicia Baumgartner wanted? How come Ryan Garcia can't get the same treatment that Eddie Hearn wanted for Conor Ben? The treatment that I'm talking about is you're innocent until proven guilty. That's all. I'm just asking. Hey, we need answers. I'm just asking a question. Double salute to my guy, Mr. Pragmatic, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. I'm just asking. That's all. I'm just asking. Listen, I'm chopping this situation down. I'm slicing it first, then I'm dicing it to its lowest common denominator. I don't want you to miss this. Stay right where you're at. The viewership is increasing exponentially. How come when the shoe was on everybody else's foot, certain people got a pass? I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question now. I'm just asking. See, when the Alicia Baumgardner situation came up, you had people on YouTube talking about, oh, because she's so pretty, she's so cute, I don't even want to speak on it. You know what people said too? I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, but why would somebody say they don't believe Ryan Garcia cheated? They the bad guys now. I'm just asking, why can't justice be served to everybody the same way? That's all I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. Remember my question earlier for the new viewers that was here. Dan Rafael put the VADA letter out on Twitter where it said Ryan Garcia tested positive for an adverse finding. Cool, no problem. Because I played the interview just earlier. He said he was tipped off. They called him and tipped him off. All right, cool. I got a question on that. So if they tested Ryan Garcia the day before the fight and the day after the fight, can someone present evidence that VADA tested Devin Haney the day before the fight and they tested him after the fight? I'm just asking. I know the New York State Athletic Commission usually do post-fight urinalysis. I get that. But I'm talking about VADA. Because we know that Victor Conte, oh, he's friends with all of them over there at VADA. We already know this. Let's stop acting like we don't know. Some of y'all, I see what y'all doing in the chat, and y'all going to do it in the comment section when this go off, and y'all going to do it behind my back when this go. I get it. But I'm just saying, though, the reason I believe, and I'm standing firm on this, I told y'all this on Friday, the day before the fight at the weigh-in when Ryan Garcia missed weight. The reason I believe that Ryan Garcia missed weight, he tried to make it, in my opinion. He tried to, but he realized a couple of days, I can't do it. Just a little ounce of advantage so that he can be on an even playing field. Why? Because on March 13th, Ryan Garcia said in an interview with FightHype.com that he's suspicious of Devin Haney rolling with Victor Conte. That's Ryan Garcia said that. So I believe it was his suspicions. Now, I want to also point this out because this is true. Ryan Garcia have been responding, right? He's been responding to all of this. And I thought that was interesting for Nine, if you're still here, and Mr. Pragmatic. You know why? Because usually, and we've seen this happen in boxing time and time again, as soon as news break that a fighter tested positive for any banned substance, typically, we don't see fighters come out publicly and show their face within 24 hours. I don't recall it happened. If you can, just drop the name in the chat. Just drop it. Drop the name in the chat. Where a fighter tested positive for a banned substance and within 24 hours, they showed their face, whether it be on their own social media platform, whether it be in an interview. I don't recall seeing it. They usually don't make any public statements. But Ryan Garcia has been making not just public statements verbally, he's making public statements in written form, orally and in written form. I just thought that was interesting that he did that. I understand it, though. You want to clear your name if you're not guilty. I just never saw it before. But I also want to point out something else, too, with regards to this. And I want to ask a question, because I believe that supplements that Ryan Garcia may have taken, according to WebMD.com, I just read it to y'all, that Ostarine is found in most supplements which are not FDA approved. And you know, all of these supplements that all of these different gurus and manufacturers, you know, shove down our throats all over the world. Hey, this is going to give you performance enhancement. This is going to give you this. This is going to make, you know, you feel this way. And this is going to make you get stronger. And this is going to get you less fat and build muscle and all of these advertisements. But you don't know what's in the ingredients as an athlete. Because they're not going, they, meaning the manufacturers, they're not going to place in the ingredients on the back of the bottle that a banned substance is a part of the ingredients. Of course not. It's not FDA regulated. I got a question on that. I want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm going to Google it because I know the answer, but I just want to make sure for purposes like this, when people question and want to fact check, which I'm a big fan of, I want to question, I want to ask a question on something, just out of curiosity. I want to ask a question on something. According to facts about dietary supplements, I want to read a statement here. This is from the United States Food and Drug Administration. I'm going to show y'all so that people won't think I'm lying. It's from the FDA. FDA. I'm going to read the first paragraph. According to the United States Food and Drug Administration, as we know as FDA, FDA.gov is the source. If you take any vitamins or minerals, you are likely using a dietary supplement. Before you decide to take a supplement, you should know that the FDA does not approve dietary supplements for safety and effectiveness or their labeling before they are sold to the public. Did y'all see that? Dietary supplement companies are responsible for ensuring that their products are safe and accurately labeled. But we've seen in the past, though, several times where because the FDA doesn't approve these dietary supplements, we've seen over and over again that there are traces of substances that are on the banned substance list in the ingredients of these supplements. We know that to be true. I just wanted to make sure we are clear on that. That the FDA, according to their own website, FDA.gov, they don't approve zero, finito, no dietary supplements. Where's the strict regulation on these dietary supplements? I'm just asking a question. This is about asking questions. We need answers. See, like 2 Cents Boxing is saying in the chat, that's why I'm setting the foundation the way I am. This thing bigger than Nino Brown. We got to deal with the system that has the issues here. See, that's what I want to talk about. I want to make this a broader scope because at the end of the workday, we got 2 fighters that's dealing with supplements. Yeah, I said it. Devin Haney dealing with supplements and Ryan Garcia dealing with supplements. Huh? We got to deal with it. This is what happens in boxing. All I'm saying is Ryan Garcia tested positive for a banned substance. Now, it seems like, this is what it seems like to me. With all the evidence we have so far, with evidence that I have, based on my own independent research, like I always do, it seems like Ryan Garcia took supplements that had traces of this banned substance in it, like most supplements actually do. Because if you think about it, if these supplements that claim that they're going to give you this, that claim that they're going to give you this, they claim that they're going to make you improve this, if they were all, I'm talking about all the supplements, if all of them were on a straight and narrow, then guess what? None of them would have to, none of them, meaning the manufacturers, none of them would have to sprinkle any of these banned substance ingredients in it. If what you're doing is regular can work, just do it. It works. Like the snack works. Like I've been telling y'all this. And that's why Ryan Garcia did what he did when it came to the weight. That's just my opinion about the weight. Now, I wanted to know about this. Who tipped off the reporter, though? That's what I'm trying to find out. Who told him? Because we need to get that same person that sent him the paperwork. You guys send Devin Haney paperwork too. And tell him to send you all of Ryan's paperwork. We need, listen, if we're going to talk about this, we all of it. Don't just send us the adverse findings. We want to see all of the results from Ryan Garcia when he tested. All of them. We want to see all the results from Devin Haney when he, all of them. And I'm sure that they're negative. Or at least I can assume that they're negative. But we need answers. Because Ryan Garcia actually posted. He posted his results. I'm going to give you the dates that he posted it on social media. He actually posted when he was tested and when he enrolled in VADA. It's probably in my phone and not my iPad. Hold on. Double salute to my guy, Lifeline Music TV. Thank you for the super sticker, the support and contribution to the channel. I appreciate it. Hold on for a second. Let me see. Ryan Garcia posted it, right? Trying to find it here. He posted it. Here you go. I got it. This Ryan Garcia posted this. Ryan Garcia. This is his test, y'all. Y'all see that? That one Ryan Garcia. February the 26th, he tested. February the 15th, he tested. March 8th, he tested. April 3rd, he tested. And he claimed that these documents prove that all of his results have come back negative. Even the one on August the 8th. If y'all can see that. Was it the 8th? No, excuse me, August. I apologize. April the 3rd. April the 3rd, if y'all can see this. Okay. That's from Ryan Garcia. Did y'all see that? Or did the phone black out for a minute? Okay. That's what Ryan Garcia put up there on, I think that was on X, formerly known as Twitter. So we want to get to the truth. Because according to, this is Victor Conte. I want to show you, I want to read you his text. Excuse me. I want to read you his tweet, and then I want to show it to you. Victor Conte said this 13 hours ago on X, formerly known as Twitter. He said, part 1, at Ryan Garcia, 2 positive drug tests. First, Ryan needs to stop spewing misinformation. He says quote unquote, quote, if they knew I was positive before the fight, why did they let the fight go? End quote. Samples, this Victor Conte talking now. Samples were collected April 19th and the 20th. It takes at least 72 hours to get stat results back. No results before the fight, and then he added VADA in it. That's Victor Conte's tweet. Let me see if I can. I just want y'all to see it because people always want to, fact check like me. Just want to make sure y'all know I'm not just making this up. So I had a question on that. Victor Conte said that it takes at least 72 hours to get stat results back. So if it takes 72 hours, now this is no justification here. This is just a question. If it takes 72 hours for test results to come back, and they tested them on April the 19th first, and then April the 20th after the fight. Let's go back to the 19th, right? So 72 hours after that, the fight would be over, right? The fight happened on April 20th. So I guess that wouldn't matter because if it takes 72 hours, then they can't not allow the fight to happen. However, if Ryan Garcia, and I'm going to put it up there one more time. If Ryan Garcia tested on April the 3rd, which y'all see here, April the 3rd, he tested negative on April the 3rd. Nearly, basically, what's that? 17 days, almost 3 weeks, about 2.5 weeks before the fight, he tested negative. So he tested negative 2.5 weeks before the fight, right? And then he tested positive for the administration of the testing on the 19th, which was the day before the fight, and then the day after the fight. Now, I have a question on that. How come when I was talking about the suspicions of the fighters that hang around Victor Conte or Memo Heredia, and then when Victor Conte even talked about his suspicions, how come I was getting crucified? Because the last time I checked, PED usage and cheating been going on in boxing for a long time. And most of the time, not all of them, not all of them now, not all of them, has been due to fighters or athletes taking things and ingesting things that they should have been more responsible of. But I want to show y'all something because Victor Conte is now being vocal. He's being vocal about this now because, of course, Devin Haney's with the snack program, and now he's even criticizing Ryan Garcia. But for those of you that's going to hate on me and say, come on, Manager Marty, you're making excuses. You're making excuses saying that Ryan Garcia may have taken a supplements, over-the-counter supplements. You're making excuses. Before you say that, I want to show you something. This is for anybody that say I'm making excuses. It's Terrell Martin. I want to show you something now. Because everybody that's a part of this channel knows I don't tolerate cheating. Everybody knows that, right? Okay. I've been speaking on PEDs and boxing since I got here. But I just want to show y'all something. They say it was good for the goose. It's good for the gander. Y'all remember Dan Rafael? Y'all remember him? Y'all remember Dan Rafael, right? He's the one that I played the interview for, right? Remember? All right. Well, he actually reported, like he said in the interview, which is true. He's always been a reporter, pointing these things out in boxing, particularly about PED usage. Remember Dan Rafael? Y'all remember him? I gotta blow this up. Remember Dan Rafael? That's him. Remember in 2012? Remember when he did that article on Andre Berto testing positive? Y'all remember that? Okay. Well, I'm going to show y'all because I think some of y'all might not be. Let me see if y'all can see it this way. Y'all see that? In May of 2012, Dan Rafael, the one who has exposed the VADA paperwork showing that Ryan Garcia tested positive for this banned substance. Remember, he did an article on Andre Berto. So thank you, Carl Brown. So he's been speaking on this matter of PED usage in boxing and in sports. So kudos and credit goes to Dan Rafael. But remember when Dan Rafael quoted Victor Conte? Oh, I got to take my glasses off right now because this is about to... Ooh-wee. I remember when Dan Rafael, he interviewed Victor Conte because Andre Berto was down with the snack program at the time he tested positive for a banned substance. And he was taking the supplement. Y'all remember that? Okay. I remember Victor Conte criticizing Ryan Garcia. I mean, being hard on Ryan Garcia. But let's see what Victor Conte said when the shoe was on his foot. Now, I showed y'all what Eddie Hearn said as he's criticizing Ryan Garcia. When the shoe was on, his foot was kind of bent. Now, let's see how Victor Conte responded when the shoe was on his foot when he had to speak up for Andre Berto. I'm going to read it first, then I'm going to show it to you. These are the words of Dan Rafael in this article. Berto has had Victor Conte, founder of the notorious Bay Area Laboratory Cooperative, in his training camp for this fight. Conte, however, denied he had any involvement in the positive test. And these are the words of Victor Conte in May of 2012, speaking on behalf of Andre Berto, his fighter that was in his training camp. And I quote, Andre Berto's positive test for noradrenaline has absolutely nothing to do with me or any supplements I provided. Likely trace contamination. End quote. Conte tweeted. Picks up the quote and says, Andre has admitted to taking supplements other than what I provided without my knowledge. Apparently, something was contaminated. Those were the words of Victor Conte in the interview that was conducted by Dan Rafael, the one who that I just played y'all his audio. That's Victor Conte's quote. I underlined it before so that you all can see what he said. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna put it up there now. We're gonna make this a little bigger than what it is now. There we go. I want the people to see this. I want people to see what's going on. We make it a little bit smaller. I want y'all to see this. I read every word that I just said. I read it from here. It's underlined. You see the last sentence? Victor Conte quoted, apparently something was contaminated. He was referring to the supplements that Andre Berto was taking. Yeah. We're going to show it to you now. You see that last sentence? Apparently, something was contaminated. You see? So I have a question. Oh, EB is relevant for this one reason. How come Ryan Garcia can't get the same benefit of the doubt from Victor Conte when Andre Berto tested positive? His supplements that he was using, according to Victor Conte, was trace contamination. Why Ryan Garcia can't get that same innocent until proven guilty? Why can't the supplements that he possibly took over the counter or wherever he got them from, why couldn't they have trace contamination of Ostarine? I'm just asking the question. That's all I'm doing is just asking questions. I'm just asking. And from Eddie Hearn, when Connor Bennett tested positive, he said there were just traces of it, and he don't understand how this can happen. And his fighter Connor Bennett is no cheater, and he's going to prove his case. How come Ryan Garcia can't get that same level of equality from Eddie Hearn? I'm just asking what I'm basically saying is Eddie Hearn is the promoter or partner of Devin Haney. Victor Conte, he's the nutritionist, the advocate of Devin Haney, who's giving Devin Haney supplements and other things. So I'm just trying to figure out why Ryan Garcia can't get the same equality. I'm asking for those two guys. Dan Rafael, he's the one that pulled out Ryan Garcia's paperwork and put it on X, formerly known as Twitter. He's the one that got tipped off on the phone in his hotel room. I was trying to figure out from him, an unbiased, objective reporter, how come Ryan Garcia can't get the same equality? I'm just asking hey, 2 cents. Hey, I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking, listen, don't get mad at me. I'm just asking the question, that's all. Who tipped Dan Rafael off in the first place? Because if he's putting out the paperwork from when Ryan Garcia was tested, we need to see the paperwork of when Devin Haney was tested too. If we're going to do it right, we got to do it all the way right. That's all. Hey, that's all I'm saying. Now, according to this Ostarine, let's go back to the website I just came off. Remember webmd.com? Let's see if they got some information. It says here, people use Ostarine for athletic performance, involuntary weight loss. That means you're trying to lose weight involuntarily. Due to illness, breast cancer, and many other conditions. But there is no good scientific evidence to support these uses. That's webmd.com. So basically, they're even saying there's no scientific evidence to prove that people use Ostarine for these reasons. Now, we were told that this performance enhancement drug is supposed to provide more stamina. Well, in this fight, I didn't see Ryan Garcia gain no stamina. So I don't know if that's true or not, because that boy looked tired after the second round, in my opinion, because he stopped throwing punches for like 3 rounds straight. He was jumping on his bicycle. After he did that flurry in the first round, I don't know if y'all caught it, man, you saw this blue mouthpiece. That means he was breathing with his mouth open. And all I'm just saying is I didn't see him get tired. I didn't see him not get tired. I seen him get tired in this fight. And he was basically trying to preserve his energy the way, from what I can see. Now somebody can say, well, it's supposed to help attach something to your proteins to build muscles. I'm not trying to, scrutinize the man physique, but I didn't see no muscles on Ryan. Man, this stuff don't even work. Whatever he took, he didn't even have no muscle mass. I didn't see it. I'm just, a Creole, I didn't see it. A Cash, I didn't see it. I'm just, I didn't see it now. I didn't see his muscle mass. If that's a part of the advantage, I didn't see his muscles. I'm just saying I didn't see no muscle mass in him. I also didn't see this improved stamina. I didn't see that either. I'm just saying that I read something that said these are the advantages if you use Ostarine. I didn't see none of these advantages in Ryan. I'm just saying if he took supplements that was trace contaminated with this stuff, he need to stop taking this because it's on a banned substance list, number one. And number two, it ain't working. Because I didn't see no muscle mass and I didn't see any stamina improvement. That's just me. Somebody also said that one of the I don't want to say side effects, but one of the advantages is that it helped you lose weight. Once again, if he took Ostarine to lose weight, it sure ain't help him because he missed weight. So there's 3 reasons right there. 3 reasons that them supplements don't work, bro. It don't work. So Ryan, if you're listening, stop using it. Because number one, you just found out it's on the banned substance list. The ingredients in it. See, that's the whole thing about all of this. The ingredients. And manufacturers will not tell you that some of the ingredients that they're lacing in this stuff is on the banned substance list because you'll stop buying it. And they know if they don't sprinkle some of this stuff that's on the banned substance list that gives you these advantages and these results, they'll lose money because guess what? You'll stop buying it because the stuff don't work without it. These supplements won't work unless it's sprinkled with some of this stuff. Most of these manufacturers know it. And how can we prove that? Because it is not approved by the FDA. FDA won't even touch it. So it's open season for manufacturers to lace stuff, small traces of it, right? I'm just saying. Double salute. Gregory Quarterbaum, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Greg says, Manager Marty, 2 cents is correct. It's the system, not just the fighters. All the boxing platforms got to keep pressure on the powers that be to fix all this mess completely. Hey, Greg, that's all I've been trying to do. When you heard me talk about supplements, when you heard me talking about all of these increases and improvements and enhancements, that's all I've been talking about, Greg. Now, did I use fighters as teachable moments? Absolutely. Because we see the results. I know, and Greg can back me up. He's been on this channel long enough, and so have most of you. I always tell y'all, I know when a fighter's performance is being enhanced in that ring. And I have to leave you with this. Because I would have been the first one to speak on it. I didn't get the impression that Ryan Garcia's performance was enhanced in this fight. But we need answers because he tested positive for Ostarine. Now, the answers that we're going to need is going to require him to come out like he's been coming out. But now he's got to come out and he has to put that supplement company, the manufacturers of that bottle he posted, he's got to put them on blast. Because there's other people who are using the same supplements that he bought that have that in their system, whether they're athletes professionally or not. That's all, hey, that's all I'm saying. Double salute to Free Smoke. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Free Smoke says, can you cook on what Victor said about Regis, saying Devin used IVs? I did see that earlier. I'm gonna pull it up for you, Free Smoke. Thank you for your contribution. Victor Conte did do a tweet where he was responding to Regis Prograis. I think Regis Prograis made some kind of reference that Devin Haney used IV. I don't know what he was referring to, so I'm gonna pull it up. All right, hold on. This Ryan Garcia saying something on Twitter again. I'm going to pull up Victor Conte's, because I know what you're talking about, Free Smoke. I know what you're talking about. His tweet about something about Regis. I did see that. All right, he says, this is Victor Conte's words 4 days ago. Regis claim, quote, medical people say it's impossible to regain 25 pounds overnight without the use of IV is ignorant. So Victor Conte's saying, quoting Regis Prograis is saying that medical people say it's impossible to regain 25 pounds overnight without using IV. Victor Conte said that is ignorant. The max gained by IV is a half a pound, 250 cc per hour. It would take 10 hours just to gain 5 pounds. Devin Haney did not rehydrate IV. Those are the words of Victor Conte. And I can show y'all right here. That's what us Free Smoke was talking about in the super chat. Okay. Yeah, thank you, 2 cents. Let me speak on that. So right now, the other banned substance is not yet confirmed. It's not yet confirmed. So we can't say he was guilty of that because that has not been confirmed. However, Ryan Garcia deserves the benefit of the doubt until he's completely found guilty, like everybody else. And guess what? We know that he tested positive for these traces. The question becomes, which is what he has to prove, how did you ingest it? Now, if these supplements that you took have these traces in it, because they're not going to put a banned substance on the nutrition facts on the back of these supplements, and we all know that. But you, Ryan Garcia, you have to speak up and be vocal about that company because they are contaminating their own product. Ryan Garcia, we need answers. So I'm asking everybody, Ryan Garcia for answers, Victor Conte for the answers to the question I asked him, Eddie Hearn for answers, the question I asked him earlier, Dan Rafael, answers for the question I asked him. See, these are just questions that I have from all 4 of them. And hopefully they can produce the answers. Because at some point we have to get to the bottom of all of this. And so there you have it. And I want to leave everybody with this because it's absurd and disappointing for people to believe on any level, like D-Town Funk is saying, that I'm giving him an out, that I'm giving him an excuse. Well, D-Town Funk, I got a question for you. When Victor Conte said that Andre Berto's supplements had trace contamination in 2012, Why you ain't speak on it and say nothing to him? Now, when I'm saying it's a possibility that the supplements that he took, according to WebMD.com, might be contaminated with this stuff. How's an excuse, bro? You see what I'm saying, y'all? That's why I pointed out all the evidence. That's why I showed y'all where I'm getting all of my references from. I'm presenting all the resources, and I'm giving my observation. Y'all already know. Oh, I took them off. Y'all already know how I am about cheating in boxing. You know, I've been on record time and time again and told y'all, I know when I'm looking at fighters, whether their performance is enhanced. I didn't bet on the fight. For anybody that even think you 2 cents, let me clarify that. I didn't bet on this fight. I don't gamble. So, you know, don't try to say I lost money because I betted on Devin and no. Everybody already know who I thought was going to win this fight. But y'all got to be independent thinkers. That's all. I'm giving you thought-provoking information. There's a broader scope to all of this that needs to really be addressed. And I'm going to leave y'all with this because I made some phone calls earlier. Let y'all see what's going on. I made some phone calls. I wasn't going to ask no direct questions about Ryan, of course, because it's bigger than Nino Brown. I want to ask some other questions about certain protocols. Y'all made a phone call earlier. Y'all, that email, I don't know who that is. Y'all see that is, right? Okay. I made a phone call earlier. I made a phone call earlier. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, I made a couple of phone calls earlier, man. Oh, yeah, believe that. Oh, yeah, we need answers. And guess what? The questions I'm going to ask and the people that can give me the answers can't give your favorite content creator the answers. And I already know that already. Because the questions I'm going to ask, I ain't even going to go. We need answers. Hold on. I made a couple phone calls today. Y'all need to know this. I made a couple phone calls today. Yeah, I do my due diligence for real. And the thing about it is, because it's the protocol. So let's just hypothetically say that Ryan Garcia took supplements that may have been contaminated. And let's say you got a problem with that. Then you better have a problem when other people take supplements. All of them. Let's say that you was like, yay, Dan Rafael put the paperwork out of the VADA documents that show that there was an adverse finding of these traces of, yay. You better be excited when we ask for other people paperwork to come out. I'm not just talking about the results that is negative. That's cool. But when they were tested, we want all the fighters to be tested at the same time. Same frequency levels. Hey, I'm just saying. Especially when there's suspicion going on. Because guess what? I'm going to leave y'all with all of this. I wouldn't be surprised. When was Ryan Garcia tested again? We know he was tested on April 3rd. His test was negative. But I'm talking about the positive test. When was he tested again? The day before the fight? April 19th? By VADA, right? He was tested on the 20th. The day of the fight. So wait, hold up. They tested him the day before the fight. On the 19th. Then they came back within 24 hours and tested him again. The day of the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if VADA got a phone call after Ryan Garcia missed weight He missed weight. I'm highly suspicious. Go test him again. Yeah, I know it's not standard protocol before, like the day before the fight or the day of. It's okay. Because that's back to back. I know you usually don't. Yeah, Dan Rafael was in an interview. He said they typically, yeah, no. He said VADA typically don't test that frequent, like the day of the fight and the day after. I know. But going over there, and he missed weight. No, about an hour ago he missed weight. Going over there and testing. Yeah, he's still there. I wouldn't be surprised if a call like that came to VADA from Victor Conte. Hey, I'm not accusing nobody of anything. And hey, if the call came in like that, I ain't mad at him. Hey, I ain't mad at him. Send the dogs on him. You got their number. Send them on him. He missed weight. Oh, he might be doing, he's suspicious. Go over there and get him. So when you're done, when I'm about to get off of this, send this. Everybody that's watching me live, send this video to 3 people. Individually. Send it. It's all about education. We can get some answers. That's all I'm saying. Send it to 3. So everybody that's watching me, send this video, share it to at least 3 people. That's all I'm asking. Because somebody, and I don't think it was nobody at Golden Boys. I'd be surprised if somebody at Golden Boy Promotions sent the paperwork and tipped Dan Rafael off. I'd be extremely surprised at that. Somebody else. Because Dan Rafael, don't make me pull the interview up again. Now, if you late, you missed it. Roll the tape back and watch the replay of this live when it's go off. I played the interview. Dan Rafael said he was tipped off. Somebody called him and gave him a tip and then sent him the paperwork. And his name wasn't on the documents from VADA? Who sent it to him? Who sent it to that guy? For what? Because if you think about this, Victor Conte, Devin Haney, nobody's from Haney's camp, or even Eddie Hearn. None of them responded to this until after Dan Rafael put this out last night. Before this, you didn't hear nobody else speak on this. Wait, so you mean to tell me everybody, you mean to tell me Bill, Devin Haney, Eddie Hearn, and Victor Conte, all 4 of them had this information and they were just sitting on it? I doubt that. I highly doubt that. They waited until some random reporter just put this out. So nobody didn't know. So who told him? How he get the inside tip? Who tipped it? We need answers. Love you guys and ladies. Appreciate y'all coming out. You know I might spin the block tomorrow and come back same time because we still need it. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it.